champion back with another one. Soft the perfect. Get away, bro. I don't know. All right, Ed. It's green. Now it's Balboa. Now it's green. Wow, tremendous left by Rocky.
I had written several plays and nothing was happening. I had a bit part in the film, and then finally I was really spiraling downward fast, and I wanted to write something about the way I felt, but I knew my story wasn't commercial, it wasn't translatable in many languages.
It was a long movie. I was Rocky at the time.
In many languages, and then, as fate would have it, I went to a boxing match that night, and I saw Muhammad Ali and Chuck were up there. And something just popped. I said, that's it.
That's right, yes. And there, sometimes I walk, up and down because this is I run back down, up. And then you run back down, you might have no energy to stop yourself from running when you're coming downhill.
The phone rings again, and another phone call comes from a guy that said he was the assistant producer now, and that the movie was going to be opening in New York City, and that I should go see it because it was getting a lot of rave reviews.
Hello. Gee, we had trouble getting through. Here you are. This is Muhammad Ali.
Alrighty.
Well, I have to talk to Joe Frazier.
What's this?
Why do I have to talk to Joe Frazier?
You mean the champ? Say that, okay? Let me say.
Who's speaking? Next heavyweight champion of the world.
Joe Frazier. They got Joe Frazier over there now. You know you're in trouble, don't you?
Well, you're going to have to talk to me sometime, Muhammad. I just want to know that we're going to meet again.
You better believe it.
Because the whole world is waiting for me and you one more time.
One more time.
That's right.
Would you believe it's going to be a rerun? Maybe be a little shorter.
You've described him as the fighter you most admire, your old adversary. We've flown him from Philadelphia. Smoking Joe Frazier.
October 1st, 1975, the last historic confrontation between Joe Frazier and Muhammad Ali, the largest closed-circuit TV audience in history, was treated to one of the greatest fights in heavyweight history.
People want to see me and Joe Frazier. They still think Joe Frazier can beat me. They don't want to see me and Ken Norton. They don't want to see me and George Foreman.
But first gives a local underdog fighter an opportunity. A Snow White underdog, and I'm going to put his face on this poster.
All night, that's all you can be. All night in Malaysia. That's all you're going to see.
Jesus is white. You have Santa Claus white. Tarzan, King of the Jungles, he's white. Miss America's white. Miss Universe is white. Miss World is white. When you go to heaven, you walk on a Milky White way. Before you go to heaven, everything seems to be white. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas. Angel hair is white. Angel food cake is white. And devil food cake is dark. And Mary had a little lamb, his feet as white as snow. So everything, the greatest so far has been white. And these are just falsehoods. So white supremacists. So now that we have...
Then the door opens, and in walks Ali. And he says to me, Chuck, when we go out on stage with Douglas, he says, I want you to call me a nigger. And I said, geez, champ, I said, I can't do that. I said, I have a lot of black friends. I said, my sparring partners are black. He's, no, you got to do this. You got to use the N-word. You got to call me a nigger. He says, we're going to pump this fight up, and we're going to make it look like a racial...
Some of you heard it, but this is a little conscience. I got a little gorilla here. This is his conscience. I keep it right in my pocket everywhere I go. Right there.
Toledo. You really pick on big guys, you know that?
He's a white fella.
He don't like color people.
He calls you by your old name, too?
No, he called me by another name. You didn't hear him last week.
He started saying, he did this, he did that. I was getting all nervous because, I couldn't stop the guy.
He called me.
Oh, this could be a real...
You like you ain't never been whooped. You wait. I'm gonna whoop you like you ain't never been whooped.
Ali's sharp tongue always gave him an edge in the pre-bout banter, but when he called Frazier an Uncle Tom, a black man who is subservient to whites, he went too far.
What's that? I'm gonna embarrass you for life. You won't Muhammad. You won't Muhammad.
Ali had an element of cruelty to him. There's been a bid to sanitize Ali. The movie, the Will Smith movie, Ali certainly did that, to make him almost this kind of demigod. And Ali could be a cruel bastard.
Long left, sticking and kicking, left, right, left, hook, ducking all into my punches. And I'm just gonna dance and move, and in my glory, I'm gonna hear my glory, hoping Joe Frazier, and then I'm gonna stick it, and he's gonna fall. And if you wanna know what round he'll fall, you get your ticket.
On the right of me, the Raging Bull, Bob De Niro, and on the left of me, Rocky, Sylvester Stallone. I stayed on the set while he finished that scene, and then I said I had to go. But, I felt bad. And I finally said to myself, I'm a real jerk. This guy's been using my name for 30 years to promote the Rocky franchise, 30 years of bullshit. I'm sick and tired of this guy, and I went out and got myself a lawyer, and I decided to sue him.
How do you think the city of Philadelphia has treated Joe Frazier?
Well, there's a statue of Rocky near the Art Museum, but nowhere in the entire city is there a statue of Joe.
Right next to the steps that Joe Frazier, Sylvester Stallone ran up, for the Rocky movie. That's where they have the statue of Rocky Balboa instead of one of Joe Frazier.
Hey, how you doing, Mick? This thing's falling apart, boy.
The whole world's falling apart. Look at us.
Don't talk crazy, Paulie. I think if you live someplace long enough, you are that place.
When you want to identify with the blue-collar hard worker, the life story, the guy who struggled, that's Joe Frazier. And what kind of work were you doing in Philadelphia?
I was a butcher. You remember the Salon movie?
It's my big night, and lo and behold, who shows up and steals everybody's thunder but Muhammad Ali?
Muhammad!
And as soon as he walked in, all the press left me, left Sonny, left everybody, and ran over to the...
It says, the face of truth is open, the eyes of truth are bright. The lips of truth are ever closed. The head of truth is upright. The breast of truth stands forward. The gaze of truth is straight. Truth has neither fear nor doubt. Truth has patience to wait. The words of truth are touching. The voice of truth is deep. The law of truth is simple. All you sow, you reap.
He's a master of the poem, so I wrote a poem that goes like this. What's in a word? And who's to say what will be? I know he'll be the favorite, but that's as it should be. For there are those who say that he's the best to ever wear the crown. And that this fight's a tune-up against someone of little renown.
That man, let me tell you, he can't write no poems, he can't predict no rounds, and let me tell you, I'm not conceited, I'm just convinced. Harry, listen, I'm so modest, I can admit my own fault. And my only fault is I don't realize how great I really am.
He began to fall. It was the first round knockout. One punch and then first round knockout. And he was out until I count of 10.
Is that Joe Frazier? He's good.
Oh, man, I can beat you singing, too. Yes, I can. I can hold a note better than you and everything. I heard you on television singing. No kidding. Everybody talk about you can't sing. I'm just going to tell you the truth. Everybody talk about you can't even sing.
once it knocked him down was a sweeping hook.
That was a double shot.
Okay, tell me about that.
It was a body shot and then repeat up top.
Well, you saw him go down on his back. His feet were up. His tassels were flying on his shoe. Did you think, uh-oh, this is it? I got him knocked out.
We both were dead. No, that's just probably the act of God. Both of us was dead.
Like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Hey, love a young man,
which is an eye blink, like a camera flash. That's 400 a second. Now, the minute I hit Sonny Liston, all those people blinked at that moment. That's why they didn't see it.
Ali, Boomer-Ye, Ali, Boomer-Ye, Ali, Boomer. We gonna rumble in the jungle. Back up, come dance, come dance.
An old dog, new tricks. He calls you a bear half the time. He told me at the camp that you sleep with a teddy bear in your bed. Now, I don't make these things up, you know.
That's what he said.
This guy tells me this.
Let's be friends for 1 minute just to get him.
No, come on. Really, come on. No. This is my good man.
Let's show him.
Oh, what?
Let's show him how we do.
We gonna get it on, cause we don't get along. We don't get along. We don't get along. Ali, Boomer-Ye.
Bad. Been chopping trees. I done something new for this fight. I done wrestled with an alligator. That's right. I have wrestled with an alligator. I done tussled with a whale. I done handcuffed lightning, throw thunder in jail. That's bad. Only last week, I murdered a rock, injured a stone, hospitalized a brick. I'm so mean, I make medicine sick.
Only one fellow talked back to me, that's Joe Frazier. I hit Joe Frazier with about 90 punches, if you remember the first fight. I hit him with everything. The man took a terrible beating. He wouldn't fall. I said, are you crazy? I hit him there. I said, you must be crazy. He said, that's right, I'm crazy. He just kept coming. I'm crazy.
The one and only Rocky Sylvester Stallone. Yo, Philly. How you doing?
I just want to say the statue being here is not about me, it's about you. Because believe me, inside of every one of you lives a real rock.
Man, talk about your anticlimactic moments. As you can see, I finally found the Rocky statue. It's out at the Philadelphia Sports Complex, somewhere in the south of Philadelphia.
I work for
Oh, that was great. Thank you for that.
Gaggle.
Yeah, we're just...